That's a false start if I haven't had one before. Forgot to share it. Fuck off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to X Factor. I am your host, Josh Tyler. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to have a very special guest with us on color commentary from Impact, Mr. Eric Rodman. Eric Rodman, welcome to X Factor.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. Unfortunately, Jeremiah Brent couldn't be here today, so I'm taking his place.
Rightly so. Ladies and gentlemen, our card tonight as follows. Ian King going to take on Michael Miner in a brush-up match before blurring the borderlines. Joey Jannetti going to take on Kyle Morrison in a one-on-one. Number one contender match, ladies and gentlemen. Amber Wilson, Monica Lee, and Samantha Bruiser will take on each other to find out who will go and face Tiffany Taylor, who just won last week the XCW Women's Canadian Championship. Andre Prince, Gavin Rivers, Killshot, and Tyler Ace are going to square off in the ring in a fatal four-way, ladies and gentlemen. Elimination, of course. The winner will face Dylan James for the XCW British Commonwealth Championship at Blurring the Borderlines. Alan Brooks going to be in action tonight. He will take on Mike James. The winner of this match will face Larry Walker at Blurring the Borderlines for the World Heavyweight Championship. And in our main event now, it was scheduled to be Brittany Taylor versus Willow Knight for the XCW Women's Championship. But instead tonight, because of an injury that occurred earlier when Willow Knight was coming to the arena, she was attacked by one of the Impact wrestlers, Kimberly McKay, on her way in. So tonight, instead, Brittany Taylor will take on Amelia Madison from CCW with her championship on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are live from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Let's go to ringside for our first match.
And 3, 2, 1, let's start the show!
That was a little bit of a fuck up.
So, Josh, if I may ask, who's your money on for tonight, Ian or Michael Mount?
Well, both of them have had decent luck as of late. Ian King coming off a big match last week in his return to XCW after a year and a half on the out in the first ever sanatorium match. And Michael Miner has been on a streak himself, but unfortunately lost last week to Michael Blaze. No, correction. I'm sorry. I erred there. Michael Miner is going to Blurring the Borderlines. He will be facing, and here comes the Scottish Warrior. He will be facing Adam Malcolm. Sorry about that. My history is out of whack tonight. He'll be facing Adam Malcolm to determine the XCW Pure Champion. And Ian King in all this will be taking on Wade Barton for the XCW Golden Ticket briefcase. A briefcase that Alan Brooks was vying for last week against him with Mike James. Well, Ian King came back with a reason, and tonight he is here to prove again why he's back. He's made amends with the people that are at the top of the company, and they have found that acceptable. As Michael Miner makes his way to the ring.
228 pounds, Michael Miner.
Well, Michael Miner, one of the veterans of XCW, who's been part of XCW for a good portion of the last 5 years. He's held the XCW Championship about 5 times now. And holding the Pure Championship could elevate his status. Well, you never know. He could use the XCW Pure Championship to option up and go for the XCW Championship. We've seen it happen before in XCW history. Who says it can't happen now? Michael Miner. And here we go, starting the match out of the corner. These two come. Ian King with a quick pace. And Michael Miner getting right back into it with a kick away, and now stomping at Ian King. Ian King on the mat. Double axe handle by Michael Miner as we continue this match. A huge DDT. And Chrissy Here we go, up and over the ropes. Chrissy Edwards, our XCW referee, is watching this very carefully. Michael Miner now controlling. Oh yes, Michael Miner using that kendo stick on the outside with Ian King right now. Ian King taking a chance and making a comeback here. That was quickly thwarted by Michael Miner. Michael Miner with the arm drag takedown, and now dragging him towards the apron and tossing him back in the ring. And of course, head first into the turnbuckle. And the thing is that's important to realize, Mr. Rodman, is that Michael Miner and Ian King are no strangers to each other. These two have been in the ring. These two have been after each other many times. And this is nothing new to either of them. Ooh, Chrissy Edwards getting bumped there by Michael Miner on the Irish whip. Michael Miner bringing a chair in to the ring. Fortunately, it has not been used yet. Now. Let's be professional, shall we? Big clothesline. Another one by Michael Miner. Goes gets a duo, and then Ian King trying to capture one of his own. He misses. Cover here early in the match. 1, 2. Is it enough? No, he'll only get a 2. Ian King getting the shoulder up. And this is where Ian King is in his own world, because Ian King thrives in these types of situations. But then again, like I said before earlier, Michael Miner is no slouch. Irish whip goes for the huge Superman punch. And now looking for a spear. And Ian King dodges that with a kitchen sink kick to the midsection. And Ian King going for a package pile driver. And that's what he won the rights to the briefcase with. Now he's on the outside looking for something to bring in. Table been brought into the ring by Ian King. It's sitting on the apron, on the mat. And Ian King now trying to hook up. Looking for a T-virus, and he lands it. Goes for the cover here. Edwards down for the count. Here we go. 1, 2, and a kick out. And Ian King with the win. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I was reading an email from my producers.
Ian King.
And Ian King with victorious here tonight. So in Ian King's return, he is now 2-0, and we will go to our next match.
Well, like I was saying, Bravo, Survivor, Ian, what? Ian folks found a lot of fun over it. Well, a lot of fun over it.
Check your messages, Adrian. And ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, Joey Jannetti versus Kyle Morrison. Both these guys are part of the tag team. Joey Jannetti representing the Midnight Rockers. And Kyle Morrison, of course, the Morrison brothers. Have you ever had the privilege of watching the Mother Rockers and the Morrisons wrestle?
Oh, many times.
These two teams, I swear to God, every time these two teams are in the ring, they put on a clinic. They put on one hell of a match, and of course this is happening tonight because unfortunately the tag team championships have been decided. Forged in Pain will face Canadian Club, Isaac and Travis Bruiser at Blurring the Borderlines. That's going to be a big test for Devil Dog and Michael Blaze, because Isaac Bruiser and Travis Bruiser are about 700 pounds combined. And with Devil Dog, Michael Blaze, you're looking at 450 at the best case scenario. So honestly, they're up for a big challenge at Blurring the Borderlines. And with Adam Malcolm leading them, who can possibly walk out the pure champion, I mean, hell, Canadian Club, minus Aaron O'Connor, they could walk out with a lot of gold come Blurring the Borderlines. This could be the beginning of a powerhouse.
Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 219 pounds, Kyle Morrison.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Bell's going to ring, and here we go. Getting things started. Collar and elbow tie-up. And a kick to the midsection by Kyle Morrison. Another collar and elbow with Irish whip. Pulled back and a knee to the head. And Kyle Morrison is about just as quick as Joey Giannetti. Exactly, totally agree with you there. I mean, this is one of those matches. This is like when you're on a teeter-totter and you're both equal weight and you're not going anywhere. You know what I'm trying to say? Moonsault off the ropes. That went nowhere for Joey Giannetti. A little too far. Irish whip into the turnbuckle. Knife edge chop. Gets a second one. A third now. Sending him down to the ground. Kyle Morrison in trouble early. Stomping away. Here comes Joey Giannetti. Joey Giannetti going to do something. Run! Oh, I think he was going to go for the baseball slide, and he paid for his embellishment. And now Kyle Morrison is back in it. Arm drag takedown. As this match continues, a clothesline sending Joey Giannetti over. And if I'm not mistaken, this is not a no-holds-barred match, so the referee's going to start counting eventually. The other night when I was on CCW, Mr. Rodman, I had a match. I called a match that ended in a countout. DDT Maniac, who was a long-time XCW legend, ended up getting counted out by his opponent. Zach, but a win is a win. You have to say that. A win at the end of the day is a win. And I'm hearing that DDT Maniac has actually requested a match against Zachary Bennett at Blurring the Borderlines. But this... No. What a... Joey Giannetti here with the cover sort of cut you off. He only gets a 1. Now Kyle Morrison with a couple of knife-edge chops. Vaulting body press off the ropes. And Joey Giannetti off. The Irish whip gets caught. Uh-oh, into the Styles Clash. Oh, and Kyle Morrison just drops it. The cover here, this should be it. 2. And no, Joey Giannetti kicks out. Joey Giannetti is quick and... Joey Giannetti is quick and resilient. Kick to the midsection here, off the ropes. Goes for that stunner. Misses. He's missed that quite frequently. And Joey Giannetti landing a huge super kick. Can he get the cover? He struggled to get there, and he manages the 3. Joey Giannetti wins tonight by a 3 count.
Here is your winner, Joey Giannetti.
And Joey Giannetti, ladies and gentlemen, has won the match. We're going to go on to our next match. Triple threat for the ladies. This is to determine who will face Tiffany Taylor at Blurring the Borderlines. Now, Tiffany Taylor was in a very, how can we say, strange incident last week. Do you have any idea what the heck happened with that? I mean, we all saw the footage being played. Can you have any...
Realistically, from my calculations, I think this is more so a contradiction. It seems like many people are trying to pin her older sister, considering he is a triplet. It's very common to try to pin your sibling up. What's happening with that being said, Brittany looked like she didn't know what they were.
The following contest is an elimination match. Making her way to the ring from Leeds, England, Amber Wilson.
So do you think at the end of the day this is simply something that happened that was essentially frustration that kicked in for Brittany, that she saw the situation and she became frustrated and this is how she lashed out? Is this what you're trying to convey? Now let me ask you a question. You work with Brittany Taylor a lot more than I do here on X Factor. You've had the privilege of having her on Impact for much longer than we've had her here on X Factor. Is it at all possible that the motivation behind this was jealousy? That no matter, even though they are family, that just at the end of the day, she had something, Tiffany had something that Brittany really desired.
And from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Samantha Bruiser!
Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on to this match. One thing of note, we must mention at the top of this match, all three of these women superstars, Samantha Bruiser, Monica Lee, and Amber Wilson, are second-generation superstars. Of course, Samantha Bruiser, the daughter of Nick Bruiser, our XCW legend who sadly passed away last year. Monica Lee is... That's true. Amber Wilson, of course, her father, Terry Wilson, is a former XCW wrestler from way back in the beginning, before the days of even Aaron O'Connor and Nick Bruiser. This man wrestled a huge DDT by Wilson to start things off on Samantha Bruiser. Samantha Bruiser, a little slow to get out of the gate. I honestly say that she is filling really big shoes, and I think the nerves have gotten the best of her. She has yet to secure a win here in XCW or CCW. They clothesline there by... Remember, this match is triple threat. It is an elimination match. And of course, Monica... They... That's right. Monica Lee, of course, is the daughter of Shin Lee, another former XCW wrestler. He's been long retired, is now a Hall of Famer. Of course, him and Dayson were a tag team back in the late 90s here in XCW. Irish whip by Monica Lee into the turnbuckle gives Samantha Bruiser a clothesline and a neck breaker, and then follows it up again with a neck breaker. I have to say that out of all of these women, Amber Wilson now focusing on Monica Lee, I have to admit though, out of all three of these women, the one who has managed to be very successful is Amber Wilson. She is a 4-time women's champion, and she was successful from the start. And look who she had to contend with at the beginning. I mean, she was very much in the thick of things with people like Sandra James, who is no longer with us. But Brittany Taylor is also somebody she's been tooth and nail with back in time. Running bulldog by Wilson, and she nails it. Going for the cover here. I think we've lost our colleague, Eric Rodman. Big drop kick. He seems to have disappeared. Oh, okay. You faded away. Thought maybe your microphone got disconnected. And of course, we're not at ringside, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the back of Gorilla. Irish whip. What a kick by Monica Lee, and Amber Wilson will go outside to rethink her situation. The backbreaker. Famous or do you honestly think it's harder for a woman to fulfill their predecessor than it is for a male? Because look at Isaac Bruiser. Isaac Bruiser came in here and in his first match captured the CWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, if that's not following in your father's footsteps in a big way, and Monica Lee's just been eliminated, is that not following in your footsteps in the biggest of ways by winning a championship your first night out? Even though a couple of weeks later he ended up having it taken off him by the same person he won it off of. Samantha Bruiser, sorry to cut you off, but lands a huge BKO. The cover here, hooks the leg. Is it an... And she gets a 2. That was really close. I thought she was going to drive it home. Taking the page right out of her father's playbook. How many times have we seen him nail that move out of nowhere? Okay. Right, exactly. Samantha Bruiser. Well, that's the one thing that's been definite about XCW women's fighting for over the years. I mean, at one point or another, the women were facing the men, and we've even had in our history of XCW, I was not here to see this, but in our history for XCW, there has been a women's world champion who has held the men's title. And yes, it was a shocking moment, and she held on to it for a while. Kick to the midsection. Samantha Bruiser landing the pedigree. She's taken that from her uncle. The cover here hooks the leg. Is it enough? 2. And she wins. Samantha Bruiser wins with the pedigree.
Here is your winner, Samantha Bruiser.
Well, Aaron O'Connor is not in the building tonight. He could not make it to the show. Well, I would imagine that Aaron O'Connor is sitting back somewhere watching this, and I'm sure that he's very proud of his niece. She's also his goddaughter. And our next match, ladies and gentlemen, Gavin Rivers, Tyler Ace, Andre Prince, and Killshot will fight to see who will face Dylan James for the British Commonwealth Championship at Blurring the Borderlines.
And I think my money will have to scare close for a fucking full shot. But on that note, I'll be right back. I gotta go get me some refreshments from the popcorn stand.
The following contest is
And here comes Andre Prince, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring.
Making his way to the ring from Jersey City, New Jersey, weighing in at 228 pounds, the Prince, Andre Prince. And his opponents. First,
Well, we're waiting for our here comes Gavin Rivers, color commentator. Eric Rodman to return. Gavin Rivers was really impressive at CCW. He put on one hell of a match. Tonight he was called up in a big way here in XCW. Of course, Gavin Rivers is a second generational superstar. His father, Joe Rivers, a Hall of Famer by all rights.
from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 226 pounds, Anthony Johnson.
And here comes Killshot Dark. Killshot, a former XCW champion, has won the championship 2 times in his career. Lost it back a while ago to Mike James. Mike James, in turn, lost it to Devil Dog, who then lost it to Larry Walker. That's pretty much the recent history of the XCW championship. Of course, we're going to see later on tonight who will face Larry Walker at Blurring the Borderlines, as Mike James will take on Alan Brooks. Alan Brooks has been on one hell of a tear lately. He's been doing a lot of wheeling and dealing behind the scenes to get himself noticed a lot more. And it's gotten him really lucky. It had him in the briefcase match last week with Ian King and Mike James. Ian King, of course, winning that, will face Wade Barton. Well, welcome back. I was just going over things about Alan Brooks. Alan Brooks was, of course, like I had mentioned a few seconds ago, in the briefcase match. He'll be in the #1 contenders match tonight. And all this because he managed to strike some sort of deal with management that we're not alluded to. So we'll see how that
And from Seoul, South Korea, weighing in at 165 pounds, Tyler Ace.
I think at the end of the day, and pardon me for saying this, first of all, I want to get this out there. Brittany has come forth in saying that she thinks that I'm part of the problem here in XCW. I want people to know for the record that unless the board has stipulated that I am an interim general manager or something like that, I have no real power here. I am, at the end of the day, only the announcer here for XCW. I do the play-by-play. I come in to your living rooms every week, and give you the play-by-play as these men beat the crap out of each other in the square circle. Andre Prince. You're gonna have to check your history there, because you have to remember that I only started with XCW in 2022. Killshot going for the leg here on Andre Prince, side Russian leg sweep on Gavin Rivers. I mean, I can understand her frustration, but the fact of the matter is, I've never held a true position of power. I've always been somebody who has just been here to call the show. I'm like John Madden or you know, one of those guys you see on sports broadcast shows. I mean, I don't watch a lot of sports. I'm more of a professional wrestling geek or a boxing person. You know, I'm at the end of the day the announcer. Yes, I've held the role of being the acting GM. Yes, I've had to make decisions. What a takedown by Gavin Richards on Andre Prince. But at the end of the day, she really needs to check her history really well, because I really didn't have much to do with Brittany Taylor. I mean, I could honestly say that I think maybe I might have put her in 1 or 2 matches, and that's about it. And that's all the dealings that I really had with her. Cover here. Yeah, I could understand her frustration if I was around for 6 months, but the fact of the matter is, I think I was general manager for 3 weeks. The fact that she was on for 66% of the time, that's pretty good. I mean, she can't expect to be on every show every week. XCW only has an hour 15-minute format. 6 matches is about as good as it gets. The women are lucky to get 2. Sometimes 1. Well, let's go to that. I mean, honestly, where do you think Brittany Taylor fits in the women's division of XCW in the annals of history? Yeah, sorry to cut you off. We'll get back to that in a second. The kill shot just eliminated Gavin Rivers. And Andre Prince with a huge suplex to cover here. And I think Killshot's about to bite the dust. And Andre Prince now facing Tyler Ace. Tyler Ace with the cover. This could be a 1-2-3 situation. And no, it wasn't. The kick out by Prince. Okay, back to what you were saying. Well, that's something you're going to have to ask the person that's running it right now. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight. Tyler Ace taking it to Andre Prince. And this match looked like it was going to end a couple of seconds ago, but both these men trading 2 counts, and now Tyler Ace on the outside with Andre Prince, battering him with a sledgehammer. The 2 people have already been eliminated if you're just joining the broadcast. Killshot and Gavin Rivers. Andre Prince with a basement drop kick. And going now for the collar and elbow tie-up. Sends him. I mean, I look at the annals of history and I see Brittany Taylor and I think of her, yes, she's a great superstar, but, you know, I don't think she's cemented herself just yet, because the fact of the matter is, yes, she's won the tag championships, yes, she's won this, yes, she's won that, but she's only held the XCW championship once, and the women's championship once in her entirety of her career. And now a barbed wire baseball bat being brought into this. That would have hurt. Andre Prince being tossed into the ring. And I'm not talking about the Impact Women's Championship or the CWGP Championship. I'm talking about the XCW Women's Championship. And here we go. What a maneuver by Tyler Ace. The cover here. This could be all 1, 2, and 3. And Tyler Ace will face Dylan James at Blurring the Borderlines for the British Commonwealth Championship. Well, whatever happens, ladies and gentlemen, Brittany Taylor will have a chance, barring, of course, what happened to Willow tonight does not severely put her out, for the XCW Women's Championship at Blurring the Borderlines as they clash one-on-one in the Asylum. Now, there is a stipulation that if Brittany Taylor loses, she is gone from X Factor. And here we go, next match, ladies and gentlemen, Alan Brooks versus Mike James, #1 contendership on the line for the XCW Championship.
I have to say, but Alan has pretty much just like Brittany. He's pretty much played it smart. He's done pretty much taken full advantage of this scenario. So this way, just like Brittany, he's undeniable. There's an ace in the book that happens. So win or lose.
Nope.
There's like inevitable law holding
Alan Brooks, a former CWGP World Heavyweight Champion 2 times over. Mike James, a 3-time former XCW Champion. Alan Brooks has never held the XCW Championship. Positive. Positive. According to the record books, he's held 2 world titles, and both of them are the CWGP World Heavyweight Championships. The first time he lost it to Aaron. The second time he lost it to Ian.
The following contest is a no-holds-barred match. Making his way
And
to
here
the
comes
ring
Alan Brooks.
from Manhattan, New York, weighing in at 215 pounds, the Assassin, Alan Brooks. And his opponent from Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 275 pounds.
Well,
the
Alan Brooks is a former
Hardcore
six-time
Michael
tag team champion. 4-time with Ryan Rex. 2 times with... Pardon me. 2 times with either a member of Alpha Club, either Adam Malcolm or Oculus. A former British Commonwealth champion and a former multiple-time Intercontinental champion. I mean, that is a very impressive resume. Alan Brooks, a part of XCW now for 6 years. Second longest in tenure in the modern era of XCW. Mike James is the only one who's longer. Collar and elbow tie-up as the start of this match. A huge DDT out of the gates. And well, I mean, maybe the tailor is the same. I have no idea. Mike James off to a quick start here. But Mike James, that's been the story of his momentum lately. Off to a quick start, and then he fizzles. And a huge stomp. Well, let's look at it. Let's look at it this way. What's the game plan for Alan Brooks if he wins tonight? He goes on. The eventuality is that he'll go on and chase Larry Walker for the XCW Championship. But what happens now if he loses? What happens if Mike James is victorious here tonight and manages to go? Where does Alan Brooks go from here? I mean, cover here, hooks the leg. Is it enough? No, gets a 1. Chrissy Edwards very quick on that count tonight. They're running. So you're saying no matter what in the eventuality, he is going to get to where he's got to go, and he huge running forearm smash by Mike James, running enziguri to follow up Alan Brooks. Sorry, not Adam Malcolm. You can see Alan Brooks walking with a little bit of a limp here tonight. know, the funniest thing I have to say is if she considers herself that much that, why hasn't she used that mantle the entire time she's been here? Why has she taken a back seat to people like Featherfin or Sandra James, even Amber Wilson to the extent? Mike James going on the top rope looking to fly. This could be high risk. DDT there. Where does Brittany go if she loses to the cover here to Willow at blowing the borderlines? I mean, think about it. Her career is legitimately on the line. She will have to leave the place that she calls home should she lose to Willow. Running spear attempt by Alan Brooks and nobody home. What a stunner there by Mike James. Every superstar seems to have one person they just can't beat, no matter what. I mean, look, for the longest time, Ian King could not beat Michael Blaze. Could this not be the situation that Brittany Taylor has with Willow Knight? Huge frog splash by Alan Brooks. And he should be trying to capitalize with a cover here. Instead, he's picking up Mike James' collar and elbow tie-up and leading him towards the... I'm sorry to cut in, but Alan Brooks just got busted open by a shovel by Mike James. The King of Extreme, the cover here, hooks the leg too, and a kick out near fall by Alan Brooks. He got away there with pure luck. And coming up next, our main event. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, our main event. Brittany Taylor will take on Amelia Madison. And Mike James trying to put away Alan Brooks here. Alan Brooks not. That was a rather unorthodox move. The cover hooks the legs. And Alan Brooks will go to blurring the borderlines to face Larry Walker. Excuse me, I'm thinking about CNN. For the XCW Championship.
Assassin Alan Brooks.
Well, the good part about it is at least Alan doesn't have a stipulation against him where if he loses at blurring the borderlines, he leaves, because he's going up against a guy that, quite frankly, he's not faced very often, and Larry Walker is no pushover. We're going to see how this comes to culminate at blurring the borderlines. stay tuned. We're going to go to our main event.
Ironically enough, but him and Larry do have a nice respect for each other. They have worked side by side along each other since Impact, so on and so forth. They even have trained together. It will be a moment of where Aaron says, you know what, I might respect you, but this might be the moment where I don't care and all bets are off the table. It's nothing.
The following contest is
We're gonna
a
see.
steel cage match and is for the Classic Continental Wrestling Women's Championship.
And this match is inside the Asylum, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the same match that Brittany was scheduled to face Willow in. And here comes Brittany Taylor making her way to the ring, kendo stick in hand. And Brittany Taylor going to vie for the CCW Women's Championship. And I have a funny feeling that Aaron O'Connor, who is the general manager of CCW, doesn't even have a clue that this is happening. Well, we're going to see how this plays out. Meanwhile, Amelia Madison walking to the ring, title around her waist. And Amelia Madison has shown her skill as champion in the last couple of weeks. She's knocked off quite a couple of good superstars. Well, let's not be hasty here. I mean, remember, when this title was first put up for grabs, Brittany is the one that went down to her, so let's not jump the gun here. Brittany taking...
From Harlem, New York, Brittany Taylor. And her opponent, from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, the Classic Continental Wrestling Women's Champion, Amelia Madison.
Brittany Taylor, of course, now with a corkscrew moonsault. Standing position. And now stomping her on the mat, using her arms for leverage. She's had full control since the beginning of the moment. Oh, what a kick to the head. That looks like it took a lot of Amelia out of Amelia Madison. Dropping the double knee. Brittany Taylor trying to capture a piece of gold here tonight. What's that? Drop it. Off the ropes, catches her in a reverse DDT. And this match has been all Brittany thus far. Kick to the back of the leg. Amelia Madison finally trying to show some offense here. Kicking her away off the ropes. Catches her with a flying forearm. Amelia Madison, who is new here to XCW, kind of just sprung out of nowhere. Just caught there by Brittany Taylor and flings her away like a mosquito. Now going for a fisherman buster. Looking to fly with a corkscrew and nobody home. A little short on the mark there. Brittany Taylor strikes out with 2 flying moves. Now Amelia is backward, controlling this match. Amelia just catching Brittany with, what a kick! First she catches her with a Superman punch, now she catches her with a huge super kick. And a knee to the head. And Amelia right now trying to prove her worth here in XCW by taking on somebody that's seemed to be iconic here in XCW. Kicks her away. Brittany probably has had enough with her toying around with Brittany. Collar and elbow tie up. What a clothesline. Almost tore her damn head off. Off the ropes with a vaulting body press. And Brittany Taylor looking for that spear. And she gets it. And Brittany Taylor has knocked out Amelia Madison. She is the winner. And she is now the CCW Women's Champion. And she can't have the championship soon enough. Demands Chrissy Edwards to hoist it on her. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us tonight. I am your host, Josh Tyler. Mr. Rodman, we thank you for joining us tonight. Hope to see you again in the future from all of us here at XCW. Be good to yourselves and each other. Good night.